Nick, could you please give us a sports flash?
Sports flash.
Time for an unsportsmanlike conduct sports flash update.
Sports flash.
From the Sports Flash Sports Desk.
Just announced by Nebraska's athletic department, Glenn Thomas coming to Nebraska's coaching staff. What? Surprise, surprise, surprise. He will serve as co-offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, according to the release at Huskers.com.
Sports flash.
Served as an assistant, helping the Steelers to the AFC playoffs.
Sports flash.
A couple of quotes in here. One of them is going to be from Matt Rule, the other from Mr. Thomas.
Sports flash.
Well, let's start with the one from Matt Rule.
Sports flash.
You know Matt Rule. He's the head coach.
Sports flash.
Glenn Thomas has a history of success throughout his coaching career, and I look forward to him being a part of the Nebraska football program. Glenn has proven to be an elite developer of quarterbacks, and his background at both the collegiate and NFL levels is a great addition to our coaching staff. Glenn Thomas, his statement, "I'm honored for the opportunity to join a tradition-rich football program at the University of Nebraska. I've been fortunate to work for Coach Rule in the past and appreciate the chance to join him and his outstanding staff at Nebraska. I can't wait to get to Lincoln and go to work with the Husker offense." So there you go.
The co-OC thing's a little surprising.
I could see out of the corner of my eye a little, whoa, co-OC for Mr. Glenn Thomas.
Did not see that coming.
How come?
Just, I mean, it was just talked about as a quarterback's coach, and everything that we read was quarterback's coach. I think that's going to be incredibly helpful, having a tie. And obviously when Adrian Martinez fills into my show, he talks about, it was always a benefit for me when I had my offensive coordinator also be my quarterback's coach because there's no middleman. And I think that helps shore up language and helping with the development of quarterbacks learning this new Dylan Raiola learning this new system at a much faster pace, having his offensive coordinator also be his quarterback's coach.
Bigley writes, "What happened to Dana? LOL." Look, I still think he's going to be a part of the coaching staff.
I just think he's going to be an analyst.
I think he's going to be a part of the coaching staff, and this news does not change that. We will find out when we find out, but if it's going to happen, I've heard that it's going to happen within the next couple of weeks. So we'll keep an eye out for it.
I'll be surprised if it doesn't.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for Dana Holgerson as well. But yeah, Glenn Thomas, and now that news is official there. And so it's, this is great because it continues our conversation. So we just talked a lot about grading things from a personnel perspective on the field. So now what do you think about this from a personnel perspective off the field? So as of this time, I guess I should actually reopen the statement there. I don't believe it said anything about Josh Martin in there. As I scroll,
and everybody was reporting that he's moving back to the analyst
correct.
role,
I'm just wondering if it was finally official.
Announced,
yeah.
sure.
So yeah, that wasn't in there. This is all just about Glenn Thomas joining the program. So as of now, what we know is Glenn Thomas is in co-OC and quarterbacks coach. Josh Martin is moving down. Satterfield is going to coach the tight ends. Otherwise, the coaching staff is still intact from the end of the season to today.
Right.
The only thing that has happened is Josh Martin in this edition.
And you guys you had guys like EJ Barthel tweeting out that they're going to be out on the road today. And I know a lot of people had question marks about him.
Just going to bring him up. And then of course the behind the scenes stuff as well. So you fold all of that in, and B+ is kind of where you're at with what they've been able to do.
And listen, if they get Dana Holgerson, I think I'd be willing to bump it up to an A, because I think even as in an analyst role, I think he brings you up that big of a level. Just having another person in that room that has been in a head coaching role and can help Matt Rule be more aware of what his surroundings and help him balance the workload of a head coach. That just goes so far.
I think B+ is a really good grade. I do. I think that they have, they've plugged some holes. They've added some players. Their roster, look, is it perfect? Of course not. But you got the biggest piece, and that is quarterback. And so you got that. And then after that, then it's just about plugging in a few more. I am certainly looking, of course, and I will be, to see what happens with them and the quarterback room, and will they add more depth there? And I think that the rest of the offseason conversation, I guess it does start too with Dana and okay, what does the staff look like? You mentioned the Barthel stuff that had been kind of floating out there in the ether. So what happens there? And then what happens with the quarterback room? Otherwise, I would venture to guess that they are probably done. In terms of adding players, I don't really think that there's going to be anything else unless there's like a tackle or something that just comes available and would love to join your program.
What happens in Alabama, too, if you feel like you have a ability to get a guy that could be
a proven
starter in Tuscaloosa.
Correct.